What's up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. This will be a fun one. Alongside my partners Robert and Kristen. It has been a 2-year drought since we've had this roster on the Pro Wrestling Pulse. Way back in March of 2013 for a random Ring of Honor show.
Anniversary show.
This should be some fun. I am J-Man. On this edition of the Pulse, we're going to give you guys our WWE Extreme Rules 2015 review. This happened. It happened in Chicago. So that was what was going for it. Just another very typical WWE B show, throwaway type pay-per-view. Nothing really special here.
Was it really a B show?
Nothing
or a
really
C show?
C maybe show. Very predictable as far as what me and Quaddy did on the preview. Pretty much delivered exactly, spot for spot almost, what I thought was going to happen and what all of us thought was going to happen. So ran through the paces, and we'll go ahead and run through the paces for you and what happened on this show. First news starting out on the pre-show was that Daniel Bryan was unable to compete, as me and Quaddy talked about in the preview, due to the concussion suffering over in the European tour. Supposed to be out for quite some time as far as what I've read. So take the proper time. We talked about it in the preview. Don't rush back. We speculated on whether or not there was kind of rush back on the last one, coming in last year after that long break. Take your time, heal it up, do what you got to do. There's no rush. Obviously, it would have been great to have a Daniel Bryan on this show, but it goes without saying that his future is a hell of a lot more important than the present right now of what's going on. So protect that future, take the time you needed. He wasn't on the show. That's okay. As long as his future is lengthened by taking time off or whatever the case may be, injury-wise, take it. Yes, so do that. So Daniel Bryan unable to compete tonight at Extreme Rules. So we got announced that Bad News Barrett was going to have a match tonight, and it would be against Neville. Obviously, the hot start that Neville's had coming up from the NXT roster and being used properly, finally having an NXT guy get over well and work well. And that was actually the first pre-show and the only pre-show match that we got here. They moved that tag title match to the main roster, to NXT, to the main show on the pay-per-view. But we had Neville and Bad News Barrett on the pre-show. Pretty good. I mean, it was okay. Your typical, pre-show type match. Neville got his little shine spots in there. A lot of the high-flying spots. We actually were thinking, he would look good, but they'd probably give, Barrett the win here. Actually going an awesome route as far as all what we wanted to see was give Neville the win and continue his hot streak on what he's been going on since coming up to the main roster, hitting that red arrow. I mean, he lights crowds up. His fast-paced action, everything that he was doing, continues to do what he was doing in NXT with all the great talent, the depth that's down in the NXT roster. They're just kicking ass and continuing that up onto the main roster. Great to see, utilizing him perfectly. The crowd, is getting him over, and the crowd is definitely supportive of everything that we've seen in the past with Neville and everything in NXT. So that's great to see, and hopefully see that continue with the other depth of talent that's going to be coming up onto the main roster hopefully very soon. But Neville getting the win there with the red arrow, good stuff to see there, and a quality little pre-show match. Nothing really special here, but great to see Neville get the win in that pre-show. First match on the card, one I was really looking forward to. We had the Chicago Street fight between Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper.
I was just, obviously being a street fight, these two guys, the history they have, not only in WWE, going back to the indie circuit and everything they did there, in the CZW, they were doing fights like this, and just both guys be bloody as hell, so you kind of knew it wasn't going to go that way, but, it starts off, they got the weapons out, the kendo sticks and the chairs, but yet it was in the ring, a lot of it. It's like, okay, this is kind of getting random, guys. Right outside the ring, a street fight, you need to go out in the parking lot. You need to go out in the middle of the street. Go in Chicago and just go fight around Chicago. Show up at Wrigley Field or something. You kind of they started going a little bit toward the back. You're like, all right, they're going to actually do this. They kind of fought their way up the ramp, through the opening, into the backstage area. Okay, this could finally get good. Luke Harper gets behind the wheel of a car, of an SUV. Ambrose dives in the passenger door, and Harper takes off. So you have the match leave to go to Chicago, so you're hoping they're going to show something, and never did show anything, and the show continued from there.
Yeah, went straight into the went into a good one here with the Kiss Me Arse match. What a great one for Kristen to come back and call with her boy, the rejuvenated heel Sheamus, going up against Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I'm a notorious Sheamus girl, that's for sure.
Yeah, she is notorious. We call it out all the time.
He was actually the very first wrestler I saw wrestle in a match. Don't remember who he was wrestling.
She's her boy.
But because of that, he's always had a special place in my heart. And when he came back, I honestly just
Was cheering
laughed.
to be heel?
Yeah.
No, I laughed. I laughed. I thought he looked ridiculous. I laughed so hard that I cried. And for the past month, I've been laughing. But once I got past how ridiculous he looked, I realized how great of a heel he was and how much I missed him being a heel.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this match, wasn't as good as it could have been. There could have been a better stipulation to better draw out the talent of the two of them. And eventually, throughout this match, at the very end, Dolph Ziggler rolled him up and defeated Sheamus.
Yep.
And it took a long time for Sheamus to try to kiss him.
God. Kiss him or kiss his ass? Or his arse. I'm sorry.
His arse.
Going for his arse.
Yes. Took a very long time. Kept stalling it until he finally just low-blowed him and made him kiss his arse.
He did.
Yes.
Sheamus made Ziggler kiss his arse.
Yes.
This is just, come on. I mean, god damn it.
Match of the night?
As Kristen said, you literally could just dartboard any random ass gimmick to make this a more quality matchup. I mean, the match itself was, like she said, just left a lot more to be desired. Because, I mean, there's tons of talent that was in that, but just the fucking god is so bad. And we knew nobody was gonna kiss anybody's ass. I mean, they weren't.
Well, they kind of did.
I mean, yeah, he just basically
shoved
him
face,
in the great white abyss of his ass. And I just, come on.
I can think of a gimmick that would have been worse. A midget masturbating in a trash can on a pole.
It's a Russo,
What?
Russo classic there. That is a Russo classic.
That would have been worse.
So
but
Dolph getting the win, we literally, pace for pace, like step for step, called everything. It's just so fucking predictable. And this whole goddamn show, just everything through the paces was just like...
Well, the next thing wasn't predictable.
Unfortunately, it wasn't fucking predictable. We had the WWE Tag Titles on the line between champion Cesaro and Tyson Kidd going up against the New Day of Kofi Kingston and Big E. This was actually really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Thought this was a really good tag matchup. I really wasn't expecting a lot from it because the entire time I was thinking of the tag title matchup for this show, all I had just laser beam fucking focused on was Cesaro and Kidd versus the Lucha Dragons. That's what I wanted out of this entire thing. That's all I wanted to see because I think that
we weren't that lucky.
Could produce an outstanding matchup. And this actually was really good. Really solid tag matchup here. The work was good in there. Obviously, I mean, the talent alone that's in there with Cesaro and Kidd, and you throw him in there with a Kofi. Big E could kind of, get in the way sometimes. I mean, it wasn't too bad with him in there. Thought it would have been better with having Xavier Woods, but he's more looking like he's like the mouthpiece of that little group they got going on. But yeah, solid stuff here. Cesaro, just continues, to look like a fucking beast as he is, because that's exactly what he is. Looked stellar in this matchup. Looked like classic Claudio here. I mean, really solid. Their chemistry with Cesaro and Kidd, loving it. Really, over the past month or so, was really starting to click. And that is why, Robert was saying, we weren't seeing this predicted, but giving the fucking New Day the tag titles here, taking it off of Cesaro and Kidd, having Cesaro and Kidd work this match face, basically, with, the New Day obviously being super fucking just, no one gives a shit.
They suck.
And it's not heel heat, it's just heat of, we don't give a shit about you because your gimmick and everything about you
New Day
is
sucks.
Terrible. Like, it's not heel heat, you're good heels. It's heat, they don't give a fuck about you, heat. But of course, creative and everybody behind the scenes looks at it as like, oh, these motherfuckers are over as shit because they don't give a... No, they just don't give a shit about the New Day and the gimmick because it's terrible. But Cesaro and Kidd, I was loving the kind of face run they were doing. Getting over great with the Chicago crowd, obviously with the talent that they are and, with the names that they are, they're obviously going to get over with the Chicago really worker type crowd that, they have always been. But yeah, good stuff, but just brought it down with the finish here. the roll up and the New Day getting the titles here and just going with the concept of they get the heat of the crowd and they got the little fucking chant and whatever the fuck they do clapping along. It's just you don't just hot shot and go with that just because it's getting over that way. Well, it's not getting over any other way because it's terrible. It just doesn't fucking work. And like I said, the biggest thing that pisses me off is the chemistry that was being shown day by day, even more. Every single time we saw them, Cesaro and Kid just gained chemistry. They clicked more and more, and it's unfortunate to have it get cut short because I think it could have been great if they ended up flipping them for and running that. I mean, it'd been great. So it's unfortunate there. Who knows if they fucking get it back? Fuck, they get it back tomorrow. Who fucking knows? But for the time being, the New Day, new tag team champions in that enjoyable tag title match, but unfortunate ending there. After that, had a promo backstage with the New Day, but it got cut short because the first match wanted to continue and finish that up between Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose with the Chicago Street Fight.
And Dean Ambrose drives in the black SUV. If you remember, I said Luke Harper was driving when it left. Ambrose was driving when it comes back. Harper gets out of the back seat. Ambrose does a dive off the top onto the New Day. Him and Harper end up fighting back into the ring. And they both just start chucking chairs from under the ring into the ring. Harper just basically buries Ambrose in chairs, thinking, when's he going to come off the top rope and do something? Well, he went to the top rope. Ambrose comes out from under the chairs. Ambrose ends up DDTing him and gets the pin. A almost hour-long match in 2 parts.
Very disjointed. This is not what I wanted to see delivered. I mean, if they're going to go that route, go the comedic route. I mean, show them throughout the night, my dad was talking about, going, if you're going to do that, do some funny shit. Like, have them drive up to a Dairy Queen and have Ambrose got the one to, I'll take a strawberry cheesequake. I mean, just do some random shit like that. Like, if you're going to go that route, show them going places.
Have them fight
throughout Chicago. Drive around Chicago for a little bit. Just find some fucking places to go to. Go to a pizza place or, whatever the case may be. Drive by Wrigley Field. Whatever it may be. If you're going to go that route, go full bore. If you're not, don't disjoint a match that could be really good stuff if you give it all the time that it deserves and not make it this clusterfuck. Continued the booking of this show being really good. But Ambrose getting the win in that almost 57-minute Chicago Street Fight. That's got to be the longest Chicago Street Fight in history in my book. Next matchup, we had the first ever televised in America and on WWE television, the Russian chain match for the United States Championship between champion John Cena and Rusev, because there's been just so many other Russian chain matches in the history of professional wrestling.
What's the difference between an American chain match and a Russian chain match?
I think we were trying to clarify if the Russian chain is stronger, if it is held tighter, if it's
made differently.
Or is it just made in Russia
harder to break? I don't know. It may be made differently. I don't know. Could tell you. Obviously being chained together here by the wrist. Even had their own little flags on their wrist. John Cena had the U.S. flag and Cena had the Russian flag, so that was cute. Nice little touch to that. Doing where you had to touch the corners and they had the nice little, goalie lights. By the way, fuck the Minnesota Wild. They could suck my dick. You're not better than us. Just wanted to get that out of the way. With the little goal, they scored. Good for them. The shit where they hit the corner, whatever. So pretty much doing the same thing you see in a strap match, Texas Bull Rope match. We had a lot of reminiscing of JBL and Eddie Guerrero's
Texas Bull Rope matches.
Great American Bash 04, I want to guess. Which was just a bloody massacre. Fucking awesome, entertaining.
You ain't getting that in 2015.
No, which is again what we said in the preview. If this was in, between those, back in that generation, of 10 years ago, that would be what you saw, like kind of almost with a Umaga and a Cena at a Royal Rumble 07, because Rusev and Umaga are cut from the same cloth, in my opinion, as far as, big, just stiff
big
fucking workers. I mean, that can go, and I think that would be great if it wasn't in this generation where you can't pull off that, because you got your very typical, just thwart them whenever they were going for the corner and jump out the ring. You had over there holding their arm up, and it just all very predictable things that you would see in this. One thing we didn't see actually that I thought was guaranteed to happen, which is what happened in this entire build, which is do the accolade with the chain around his face. They didn't even do that in the match. They did it in the build. They didn't even do it in the match. Had the spot here that was random. They're kind of like having dissension with Lana and Rusev, where they had Rusev sent Lana backstage because she was getting over with the crowd and whatever, and just how random. But yeah, you know, they were getting over what it's always been when John Cena has been in a match that's been geared towards his opponent and the insurmountable odds that he can never, blah, blah, blah. We've been talking about for 10 years. It's the same thing. They set John Cena up and what he's predicted and set up for not to win, and he always wins those matches. I don't know why they keep building it that way. Because who believes it now? I mean, a 5-year-old won't even believe it anymore. Oh, this is built for us. Oh, God, you know Cena's going to win that shit. You know, it's so predictable. It's just so fucking easy. And this was what it was. I mean, it happened, and that's what happened. Later in the night, we saw Rusev all pissed off and sent Lana into the Authority's locker room. And then we were announced that next month at Payback we're going to have an I Quit match.
Didn't I say that before the match was over?
Yeah, we were talking, we're probably geared up for an I Quit match that they'll just, you know, build around Rush Rusev and the U.S. United States are quitters and blah, blah, blah. And then Cena go in and defend it and, you know, beat him again. Why? Just get Rusev away from him. Like, just have him do something fresh. It's not going to work with trying to get him over with Cena. It just... Yeah, he's been in the big, high-profile matches, but everybody lasting impression is he's not going to get over. He's not going to surpass John Cena. He's not going to get over on him. It's never going to fucking happen. Just get past it. Just move him on to something where he can get over and continue his career and progress with a great young career that Rusev has started. Just get him the fuck away from John Cena and have John Cena do what he's going to do. You know, that's what he's always going to do. But, you know, next month getting the what seems the traditional setup for any John Cena feud the first 5 months of the year. It's have your singles match at WrestleMania. He wins that. Move on to Extreme Rules or whatever pay-per-view is in fucking April or May or beginning of May, whatever the case may be. April this year for Extreme Rules. Have your gimmick match and then finish it off in May. It's literally you saw it with Batista, you saw it with Bray Wyatt, you're seeing it with Rusev. It's like literally just it's already made, it's already happened. And then we get it every year.
Next year we're Roman Reigns.
Jesus, I mean, yeah. So Cena,
that.
still United States champion of the first ever televised Russian chain match in the United States.
The fact that they had to go around and hit all four corners, and then once their momentum was stopped, it started over. Okay, I get the way...
My dad was not a fan of this gimmick.
No, BJ was not a fan
Constant, this is bullshit. If he went around here, he'd touch that one. This is horse shit. Bullshit. Fuck this.
Of course, every time they get 2 or 3 touches, they would stop their momentum, they would start over. Okay, I'm all fine with that.
Except for the finish.
Yeah.
How in the hell? They both touch all 3 at the end. They're stare off. And John Cena hits the AA and then hits the final corner. How the hell does this happen? When the entire match you start over. I did not get the finish. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I kind of agree with BWJ now. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Cena getting the victory, just like J-Man's, everything he said is true. I mean, nobody gets over on John Cena, no matter who you are, for whatever stupid reason. So why don't we just feud John Cena and Roman Reigns and get both of them away from everybody else, let them just be together and move forward, and we don't have to worry about it.
Maybe they could have an empty arena match. That would fit like the entire thought of every fan watching around the world, because that's, you know,
Man,
that's who would show up to watch that match.
Wait, you know what's going to happen? They're actually going to do that for some weird reason.
Match.
They'll be like, hey, the Pro Wrestling Pulse, we should
WrestleMania
do
31 empty arena match for the
32.
championship. Or what is it? 31.
It's
We'll go back in
32.
time. 32. Whatever
Well,
number we're on.
There's a shot we all might go to 32, so we could have an empty arena match not there with these 2 guys, so we
wouldn't be in that arena.
So we wouldn't have to see them. What'd you think, Kristen?
Well, I really didn't like the gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a basic John Cena match, you know? The other guy beats him up for a while.
Wait. You're a female. You don't like John Cena? Don't all females and kids like John Cena?
He's a good worker, but... Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, basic John Cena match. That other guy beats him up for a while, and then he just wins against the odds every time.
His little 2-minute face run and
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what we got here in the first ever United States televised Russian chain match.
When's the second one?
God damn it. Next match up. Yep. We had the Divas title on the line when champion Nikki Bella went up against, just straight out of Tron with her goddamn light-up shoes and her fucking theme song with just singing it and just fucking booty-popping,
Trench coat.
light shoe-wearing Naomi. Just get it going. Get money. Kristen, what the fuck happened in this title match?
Well, not too much that I saw. The thing that I was most intrigued with were her shoes.
Fucking shoes.
Oh my gosh.
I
they were
want a
cool.
pair.
I mean,
Seriously, I want a pair.
they could have a glow-in-the-dark match. I'd be cool with that.
That would be tight.
Oh my gosh.
But here is the number one thing that needs to happen with these shoes. Naomi needs to let them, or lend them to the Young Bucks. Let the Young Bucks have these fucking shoes and just go on a super kick light party and just a rave with their feet.
Wait. We might have fans who don't know who the Young Bucks are.
Super kick party begin with fucking light up shoes and just do it.
Ring of Honor tag team.
Get money.
One of the best tag teams around.
Get money. Bullet Club.
Awesome. Well, anyway, the match went on, and Naomi got the upper hand against Nikki, and then Brie kicked her in the face, and then Nikki gave her that rack attack and won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Retained her
Nikki
title.
Bella
Don't forget the
champion.
shoes changed colors. During
Of course
the match.
they
It
did.
We did not mention that. We're still baffled as how it works too. That's
I
all
think
we
you
gave a
touched
shit
them or
about.
something. I'm not.
Was her
I don't know.
entrance and her fucking shoes. That's all we cared about. Thank you for your shoes because you provided the reason we gave a shit about this match. Jesus. Next matchup, we had the last man standing match between Big Show and Roman Reigns. Yeah. This wasn't predictable at all. This didn't go step for step exactly what we thought was going to happen. Yep, you had the big bad old Big Show in there. Still in there in 2015. Against just a hard-ass Roman Reigns, trying to prove himself, trying to get in there and earn his worth. Because he was just in the main event of WrestleMania, so he needs to show some people something now. Because that's what they got over. That Roman Reigns really proved himself in this matchup. He was just in the main event of WrestleMania, so why is he proving things still? I don't really know. But he definitely needs to. Yeah, this was predictable. You had your big spots, last man standing match type shit here. You had your big spots that led to 8 counts, 9 counts, and finally miraculously people would get up. A lot of tables involved here. You had your spears and Big Show running through them, and Big Show throwing Roman Reigns through them, and choke slamming people, and spears to the outside, and every single Roman Reigns match ever.
And Big Show match.
We saw the spear through the side barricade. Never see that ever. That's just that's what Roman Reigns matches are. It's the exact same thing every single night, like a repeat. It's just like we're having early onset fucking amnesia every single time. We can't remember what happens. Don't remember what every single Roman Reigns match is like because it's going to happen again the next time he's out there. He shows no room as far as changing anything, as far as enhancing anything. It's the same thing every single night, and it doesn't, nothing different, nothing changed, never falters, that it's always the exact same fucking thing with Roman Reigns. It's without fault. We had your spear off of the table onto the Spanish announce table. Thought it would just fucking, for the love of God, just put a bullet in our heads and in there. It didn't. We had to get the fucking table to just cap it off and put the cherry on top for his hard ass to pick up this fucking, I guess 1,200 pound table. We'll just call it just the hardest table to pick up ever.
Well, it did hold Roman
and
Reigns and Big Show. So.
It's very true, so it had to be reinforced in some way. Apparently it was reinforced with just a goddamn tree underneath it. And threw that motherfucker on top of the Big Show, and that's how we end that last man standing match.
Roman Reigns
and he stood on top of it as well to really enforce the fury and the power that he possesses.
And Roman Reigns has arrived.
So yeah, and he's arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Roman Reigns has arrived. So we'll see his career continue to progress with how early he's on in his career.
Did you mention how long this match was?
Was he in the main event of WrestleMania? I think he was in the main event of WrestleMania last month. But he's arrived.
He's arrived now.
At Extreme Rules, he's arrived. Jesus. This was exactly what you'd expect. Spot for spot. We literally, everyone at home, and we all could book the same fucking thing. Everything happened, like, move for move, that you'd expect to happen. Big Show needs to go the fuck away, like everybody else thinks, and it's just fact. Just go the fuck away. We don't want to see the Big Show anymore. It's not impressive to get wins on the Big Show, because everyone does it. It's literally like, it's like a fucking, like a canvas you paint on. It's like, okay, do whatever you want with the motherfucker, and just throw tables on him, and spear his ass, and just, I don't care, whatever. So yeah, the worst match ending to a last man standing match in history by just throwing a table on top of him, okay. And Roman Reigns, he's arrived, as Robert said, after his main event of WrestleMania. But he's arrived now, and winning last man standing match against the aging Big Show. So that's impressive. Next up, to Kristen's delight, we had Bo Dallas come out and cut his inspirational promo to the masses. Robert Tebowing it. I don't think he does that anymore. I don't think he did get signed by the Eagles. Man, they're making some stellar moves as of late. Bo Dallas coming out there, cutting his very traditional promo. Again, all called. Well, Ryback's going to go ahead and come out and just go ahead and take him out. And Ryback came out and took him out, so that happened. Which took us to our main event. We had the Steel Cage matchup for the WWE World Championship with Kane as the special gatekeeper and with the RKO band. Oh my god.
Wait. Now, is the RKO banned by everyone or just Randy?
It sure was discussed at the end of the night about to fault. We couldn't get over how many times it was discussed because that was the only thing that mattered was the fact that the RKO was banned. Again, just capping off a night of just amazing booking here, ladies and gentlemen. This is just... Seth Rollins and Randy Orton are having a championship match inside of a steel cage. Why do you need to overbook that? What is the need to do that? Why? You have two of the best workers inside of a great gimmick. Let them go out there and just have a fucking cage match. Why have Kane, who, for the love of God, why is he still on this fucking roster? I mean, why?
He's the director of
what
operations.
What does he provide? He literally dictated everything that happened in this fucking match.
Because he's the director of operations.
He needs to direct himself off a fucking cliff. Just somewhere. Just jump. Why? You had Kane dictate this entire fucking match. You put the title on Seth Rollins in one of the greatest endings to WrestleMania in history, capping off, an awesome night and going into the future of what held so much promise and still holds so much promise. I mean, you still have Seth Rollins as your fucking world champion, but if we're going to get booking like this in these fucking matches, it's his first fucking title match, and this is how you book it. Overbooking the shit out of a match you don't need to come close to overbooking the shit out of. You have outstanding talent in there. Let them go in there and work. And as we said towards the tail end of this night, if you're not going to let Seth Rollins get some sort of a clean fucking victory over at least Randy Orton, who the fuck is he going to get a clean victory over? It's not going to be Cena. If you can't get a clean victory over Randy, you're not going to get a clean victory over Cena. You're not going to get a clean victory over fucking Reigns, and you're not going to goddamn get a clean victory over Brock Lesnar. What is he going to do? We're just going to see this. We're going to take the talent away and the match quality away that you get out of an outstanding Seth Rollins match, especially in there with a Randy Orton, and you're going to tarnish it by overbooking the fucking bejesus out of it and having Kane dictate the entire match and how everything is operated. On top of how fucked that cage is. Can I say how fucked that cage is? We hate that fucking cage. It is terrible. Get the old cage back that you had from like 10 years ago. That just had the fucking latch and open. This motherfucker had to pull some Lord of the Rings shit out of a cellar and pull the motherfucker out and then open the shit, step up the fucking thing, take a key out of Gordon's asshole to get the fucking door open.
Patterson's.
Jesus. Always bringing up the rear. Just... why? Let the talent speak for itself. Don't overbook the shit out of it. You could easily let Seth Rollins get a clean fucking victory over Randy Orton. It's not hard. You've had a lot of people do it. And if you're going to put Seth Rollins in that spot, treat him like what spot you're giving him. Treat him like he's the world champion. Treat him like he's the future. And treat him like he's the president of your company. And treat him like he's the best worker in the world. Because that's what he is. So just let that speak for itself. And don't throw all this garbage in there where you're letting Kane dictate it and overbooking the flying fuck out of it. So ending it with the RKO spot, and then, having Rollins hit the RKO, and, if the RKO is banned, then you can't hit any sort of RKO, even if it's on Kane. But Randy Orton hit the RKO on Kane first, and then Seth Rollins hit the Kane on Randy Orton, and I thought, you can't hit an RKO on a taxi driver, then you can't hit an RKO on a wrestler if they're in the ring, you can't hit an RKO. Who gives a shit? It's Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. Let him go out there and work. Let them go out there and put on a great match, because that's what they're capable of. They can do it in their fucking sleep. They did it at WrestleMania with no help, and you're adding in a cage match. Let them go out there and do it. Seth Rollins, still your Randy Orton by retarded-ass fucking means, and just, god damn it. Seth Rollins, still your WWE World Champion.
2 bright spots this match. Randy hitting the pedigree.
Didn't even mention that. That was awesome.
And Seth Rollins hitting the RKO. It actually looked legit. It looks pretty good. That's the only 2 bright spots this match. The rest of it was just, like you said, I mean, come on, really? Look at the match they had at WrestleMania. It was good. It was damn good. Take the match from WrestleMania, put it in a cell, done. Cage. Whatever.
We can put it in a cell. I'd be fine with that, too.
Yeah, but I mean, you have that match at WrestleMania that was damn good, and you have this shit for the title main event. It was easy, just poop, done. Here you go, guys. Just put a cage around it and go. But yet we do this, yeah. And it's going to come out that the RKO was banned. Randy shouldn't have hit it on Kane. Seth shouldn't have hit it on Randy. So this match is going to get thrown out. So at the next pay-per-view, they'll have a rematch. And every move will be...
Maybe they could just make Kane a special referee.
Oh, do not say they're going to do that. Oh,
wow.
shit.
Man, we should just do that. That'd be great.
Yeah, but don't forget Kane...
Maybe we should just ban all their moves. Maybe they should just have a debate.
No,
and just talk who's better.
Hold on.
Let's just get some podiums up there.
Randy can't use any of his moves. He has to pick somebody's moves to use. Yes. And Seth Rollins has to pick somebody's moves.
Could we maybe blindfold them? Hands
I
tied
say
behind
Seth
their back?
Rollins uses all of AJ Styles' moves, and Randy uses all the Big Show moves.
Oh my god.
Just
What are
saying.
you speaking? Oh.
I'm trying to book the next fifth. I mean, come on, we are going to I Quit match. Let's have a, no move match. One arm tie behind your back. I mean, arm wrestling. I mean, something. We got to improve this somehow. Come on, let's put our heads together and try to book this. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. The match was actually alright before J&J Security got involved. And at one point, they were over by Kane, and then Kane had opened the door and then closed it in both of their faces. And then Seth Rollins kicked the door, hit Kane, he went backwards, and then he got angry, started stripping.
An angry corporate Kane.
And then he got into the ring, and then went to chokeslam Seth, and he's like, And then he went to chokeslam Randy. And then he just chokeslammed everybody. And then Randy just RKO'd him, Seth RKO'd Randy, and then won. Ugh.
And the reason all this happened, Kane is the director of operations.
He really did dictate the match.
Yep.
Wasn't even in it.
Director of operations.
He won't get a title match, will he?
Oh.
Oh god,
oh,
no.
Shit.
Oh man.
That's almost as bad as Ryback and Bray Wyatt.
I just want to see them explain Kane's intentions during that entire match. Cause where did he go? He was like, it was like he was like 7 different people all in one match. Like, I want to take Rollins out, but I want to take Randy out, but I don't want to have him win. But I want to close the door on his face, and then I just want to stand there like a dick fuck and not. Oh my god.
Triple threat match at Payback. Kane,
No.
Randy,
No.
Seth. He's going to be involved somehow, either special referee or in a triple threat match.
Just get him the fuck away. Just have him go be a trainer on Tough Enough. I'd be cool with that. Go do that.
Would you rather see Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns?
Would I rather see that than I'd rather see fucking...
True.
Didn't Kane be involved in every goddamn thing? I mean, like I said, he probably wouldn't get a clean win over him either. I mean, I don't know who he'd get a clean win against. I mean, shit. I mean... Fandango? Stardust, maybe? Let's have that match so we get a solid Seth Rollins win over someone. Just clean, please. Yep. Had a lot of fun tonight, guys. Dinner was outstanding.
Oh, BJJ always outstanding.
All stuff. That mac and cheese was good.
Oh, God. The brats were good.
Good shit. Brats were good. The burgers were good.
Corn was good.
So that was all good. Did I say fuck the Minnesota Wild yet? Because I think I want to say fuck the Minnesota Wild again.
During the last man standing match, how many games you play on your phone?
Oh, I won 93 games.
93 games.
Tic-tac-toe. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tic-tac-toe champion on the board of analysts tonight, if you want to call it that.
I'm just that good, guys.
So Minnesota Wild suck. Just about as bad as Roman Reigns' Big Show.
All right, guys. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with that. I mean, it was just very, very blah. I mean, just everything. Just blah. Whatever. It happened. And that's all I could really say about it. Chicago crowd was good. Good Chicago crowd. So that was...
Blackhawks won, didn't they?
Yep, they're going to go on to, I believe, here's what I'm going to call it, ass fuck the shit out of the Wild. I think that's how I'll say it. They're going to ass fuck the shit out of the Wild. So reality is going to come crashing down.
And I bet CM Punk because we watching the Blackhawks play.
He will be there. Yeah, he will be there. He was at a lot of the Blues games when they played the Blackhawks too in the playoffs last year. So, but yeah, so guess we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. So we'll do it for our WWE Extreme Rules 2015. Should we call it Extreme Rules? Just WWE playing by the rules 2015.
No, WWE April pay-per-view.
Following the rule book 2015 review. Following the playbook is what I should say, because everything by the book here.
Oh, don't forget, Big Show picked up Michael Cole's little pad of paper and flipped it open, and it said Big Show needs to lose weight or something.
Do we really need to add that in?
Yeah.
You need to go clean your shirt. You need to get one of those little Tide pins, probably.
Do you have one?
I don't. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't. As I said, this will now wrap up our WWE playing by the playbook. Going, just do it. Get it done. 2015 review. For my partners, Robert and Kristen. That sounds weird to say. I am J-Man, and thank all of you wonderful fucking people for watching another edition of the Pro Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, professional wrestling world. Kristen?